Hi boys and girls, today for math we're going to be looking at lesson 18. I'm going to be showing you some problems in the problem set and then you'll be able to use that to assist you with the quiz questions below. So yesterday we were looking at comparing numbers in the number line and we'll compare fractions. We're going to continue that today, but today we're going to get a little harder. Number one is very similar to what we saw yesterday, but I'm going to go through and show you each part again. So placing the two fractions in the number line, we're going to see which one is closer to 0, and then we compare the two together using that greater than, less than, or equal sign. Now just remember that greater than means that we're going to have the number is going to be greater than, that sign I just drew is a greater than sign. Remember the idea that the alligator, little alligator there, that he likes to have the bigger amount. So if this was number 92, we would have to think about the numbers on the other side, that he's going to eat the 92 because maybe this one is a 73 and he wants to eat the larger number. So greater than goes this direction, where less than will go this way. So if we had 73 is less than 92. Okay, and of course if it's equal, we're going to say equal. All right, let's take a look and let's zoom on in to this problem here. It says 1/4, and it already tells you that it's less than 3/4. So first of all, we're going to label our number line. So I have 0, so that's 0/4. And then 1, over on this side, 1 is 4/4 because it's one whole, if you remember that from before. Now my first line, this is one number, so 1/4. The next line is 2/4. The next one is 3/4, which makes sense. The last one is 4/4. Now we're going to find 1/4. I'm just going to highlight that one pink. And I'm going to show my line on the top for the first one. So on the top, I'm just going to draw a line that goes, 1/4. That's all I'm going. I'm going to choose a new color. We'll make that blue. For 3/4. And I'm going to make my line go all the way to 3/4. There we can see I've got my pink line is short and my blue line is long. So it says a circular fraction closer to the 0. We don't need to worry about that. I think we're above that part. But we are going to look and say, okay, well now I've got this pink line here that's pretty short, and this one is much longer. So which one is greater? 3/4 is greater than 1/4. So that's why we'd say, in order, 1/4 is less than 3/4. Okay? So it's pretty easy when they're the same number, the same denominator, the same bottom number. That makes it pretty easy. Let's take a look at this one here. 2/6 and 3/4. Okay, so we know it's 6th, and I've already divided the line out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, and then last one is 6. So I do have my 6 paces. Because this is 6th, I say 0, 6th for 0, and 1 whole would be, if you said 6/6, you're correct. And let's just label the number line between 0 and 6. Well, after 0 comes, you're right, 1, 1/6. After 1/6 comes, 2/6. Then 3/6. And then you're probably already ahead of me with 4/6. And the last one, 5/6. And then of course we have 6/6 at the end. Now I'm going to look at my numbers again. And I can highlight these because I got it right here in front of me. I'm going to just keep going the same color. I'm going to go with that pink. So the pink is 2/6. I'm going to draw my line from the 0 over to the 2/6. And that's my line. I'm going to go back to my blue. And the blue was 3/6. 1, 2, 3/6. Now I'm going to look at that phrase. I'm going to say 2/6. Is 2/6 less than this, or is 2/6 greater than this? And it is less than, so I'm going to show my less than sign. Again, the arrow end pointing to the smaller amount. All right, now it's going to get a little tricky. This is new. Let's go down to 1/4, or I'm sorry, 1/2 and 1/4. So you notice now I have two boxes, one on the top and one on the bottom. It's because I have two different number lines. So I'm going to take my top line here, just the top, and I'm going to split it using my half. So 1/2, so halfway between, I'm going to say it's about right in there maybe. And that's going to be 1/2. Well, my 0 is 0 halves, always 0 over the number. And then if I have a whole, if I had one whole candy bar and I didn't split it in half, I would have 2 parts of 2, so 2 halves. Okay? And I might as well, when I'm right here, I might as well go ahead and color that in. So 1/2 and go right there. Okay? Now I'm going to go my fourths. Remember, if I want to divide a line into fourths, I'm going to draw 3 lines. But I also know that a fourth is an even number. So I'm going to break it in half first. Oh, look at that. And then I'm going to break that half in half. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. So I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to say this is 0 fourths, followed by 1/4, 2 fourths, 3 fourths, and 4 fourths. Now I have my work done. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have my fourths. And I'm going to take a look and say, okay, now I've got to figure out how I'm going to divide my line. 1/4. I just need to do 1/4. Well, right there, 1/4. It's there already. I'm done. So which one, if I'm looking at my sentence, it says 1/2 blank 1/4. Is 1/2 greater than or less than 1/4? Yes, it is greater than 1/4. So now my arrow's pointing the other direction. Okay, let's take a look at one more just to make sure. Oh, let's just go to this one right here. I have 2/3 and 2/6. Now some of you might be able to answer this one without even looking at it, because you remember our rule that if the top number is the same, then the number that has the larger amount on the bottom is probably going to be smaller. So let's look and see if that works out. First, I'm going to take my 2/3. 2/3 right here, I'm going to do that on my top line. Okay. Well, if I'm going to do 2/3, I'm going to break it into 3 parts. So that means 2 lines. I'm just going to kind of break it right here and right about there. Well, that's pretty good. Those are pretty even. And again, if they're not perfect, that's okay. So I'm going again with my thirds. 0/3, 1/3, 2/3, and 3/3. Now I know that I did it right because it goes 0, 1, 2, 3. Now if I ended here with a number larger than a whole, I'd know I'm wrong. So I looked at 2/3. I'm going to erase that real quick. I had 2/3. I'm going to highlight that 2/3. 1, 2. Ooh, that's pretty far. That's farther than we've gone so far. Let's look at 2/6. So 2/6. Ooh, that's going to be kind of hard. But what do we know about 6 and 3? Does 6 go into 3? It does. So I know I'm going to use this line. I'm going to use this line. Now I've got 3. Well, if I double 3, I'm going to get 6. So one more line there, one more line there, and one more line there. That gives me 1 space, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 spaces. Perfect. Let's check. 0/6, 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and 6/6. Hey, I'm done with my number line. So right there, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like it works. Now let's go ahead and shade in. Let's go ahead and shade in that 2/6. I'm going to go to 2/6. So I start at 0, 1, 2. Oh, there I'm done. Now I'm going to look at my sentence. My sentence says 2/3 is blank of 2/6. 2/3 is pretty long compared to this one. So is 2/3 greater than or less than 2/6? It's big. I'm going to say greater than. I hope you did too. All right, so there's some practices of what we've done so far. Again, I'll kind of take a look at the whole thing if I can, of what we've done. And so you can take a look at this and use this as many times as you need to. If you need to go back and play it again, rewind the video, go forward, look and see what we did. If you're really struggling with it, just send me a little message. Either your parents can do it on Class Dojo. Hey, my son or daughter doesn't get it. You guys can send a message on Class Dojo if you want to me, or if you want to email me. You guys know my email address. You can do that too, however you need to do it. But we want to be successful with this new math fraction stuff that we're doing, okay? All right, well, I hope you're doing great with your work, and let me know if you have any questions. All right, thanks, guys.